Blazing Saddles isn't just a comedy. It's a controlled explosion. A movie that aimed at Hollywood, fired point blank, and hit everyone. No joke was off limits. No taboo was safe, and no studio had ever allowed this much chaos on purpose. Here are 10 insane facts about Blazing Saddles. Facts so wild the movie almost didn't survive its own production. Buckle up, it's gonna get rowdy. The studio wanted the movie destroyed. When Warner Bros. Saw the first cut of Blazing Saddles, they panicked. Executives hated it. They called it disgusting, vulgar, offensive, and dangerous. One exec even said, "Burn it, destroy the negative." Mel Brooks? He just laughed. Instead of burning the film, he screened it for the studio's employees, not the bosses. Secretaries, janitors, interns. The room exploded with laughter. Warner Bros. Had no choice. They released the movie they tried to kill. The Waco Kid was never supposed to be Gene Wilder. In fact, the character almost ruined the movie before it even began. Mel Brooks originally cast Gig Young, a respected, Oscar-winning actor known for serious roles. They thought it would be hilarious to have a dramatic, polished performer play a washed-up, whiskey-soaked gunslinger. But there was one massive problem. From the moment cameras rolled, Gig Young was dangerously ill. He couldn't stand steady. He slurred. He trembled. Finally, he collapsed on set, and the horrifying truth came out. He was suffering from severe alcohol withdrawal. The man hired to play a drunk was actually dying from being one. Production halted. That night, Mel Brooks grabbed the phone and called Gene Wilder, his old friend from the producers in Young Frankenstein. Mel begged him to get on a plane immediately. Wilder arrived the next morning, read the lines once, and they rolled camera. Mel Brooks later said there would be no Blazing Saddles without Gene. He wasn't just a replacement, he was the soul of the film. The fart scene was a first in Hollywood history. That legendary campfire scene, you know the one. Beans, silence, then absolute gastrointestinal warfare. Before Blazing Saddles, no Hollywood film had ever featured fart sounds. It was considered indecent. Mel Brooks didn't care. He told sound designers, "Give me more and louder." It became one of the most iconic comedy moments in film history, a moment that broke a taboo and opened the floodgates for toilet humor everywhere. Warner Bros. Refused to cast Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor helped write the script. Many of the sharpest lines, the boldest jokes, the most dangerous ideas, those were his. So naturally, he wanted to play Sheriff Bart. Warner Bros. Refused. They said Pryor was too risky, too controversial, and unpredictable. Mel Brooks fought for him, but lost. But Pryor insisted Cleveland Little take the role, and Little delivered gold. Pryor later joked, "They didn't want me, but they needed me." Alex Karras had no idea Mongo punching a horse would become iconic. The scene where Mongo knocks a horse out cold, it was meant to be a throwaway bit. But test audiences roared. The studio begged Mel Brooks to remove it. They thought animal cruelty activists would riot. Brooks said, "It's fake, and it's staying." The horse was a trained stunt horse. It fell on cue. No animals were harmed. Mongo, he became immortal. Mel Brooks played 3 characters and almost a 4th. Mel Brooks didn't trust anyone else to push the insanity far enough, so he played the Yiddish-speaking Indian chief, Governor Lepetomaine, and a German soldier in the final fight. He also considered playing the Waco Kid himself until Wilder stepped in. At one point, Brooks joked, "If I could have played Bart too, I would have." The script used up every racial slur Hollywood would allow, and some it wouldn't. Mel Brooks, a Jewish comedian, and Richard Pryor, a black comedy legend, wrote a script that attacks racism by making racists look like complete idiots. Brooks later said, "You can't make fun of racism by whispering about it." The censors objected to nearly every line. Brooks ignored almost every note. The movie accidentally predicted modern meta-comedy. That ending, where the characters break out of their own movie, fight through other movie sets, invade a musical, then watch their own film in a theater? Studio execs were furious. They called it nonsense. Today, it's seen as decades ahead of its time. Deadpool, Spaceballs, Tropic Thunder, the Lego Movie, all owe something to Blazing Saddles blowing a hole in the fourth wall. Harvey Korman wanted to play his role completely straight. Harvey Korman, who played the villain Hedley Lamar, wasn't trying to be funny. He played everything as if he were in a serious Western drama. No winks, no goofy faces. That's why it worked. Brooks told him, "Play it like you're in Shakespeare. The comedy will take care of itself." The censors hated one joke more than any other. Surprisingly, it wasn't the slurs, or the farts, or the violence. It was this line.
"They darker than us. Woof!"
The censors demanded it be cut, but Brooks refused. He said the line exposes hypocrisy, ignorance, and racism perfectly. Warner Bros. Finally relented, and audiences loved it. A film with horse punching, bean farts, and Yiddish-speaking Native Americans got Oscar nominations. Even the Academy couldn't ignore the genius beneath the madness. Brooks once said, "We didn't just push boundaries, we blew them up." And that's why Blazing Saddles isn't just a movie, it's a miracle.